Imagine this. You're 30 years old. You have no debt. You have a decent income, but you're still just treading water. You don't feel financially free. Your money is sitting in a savings account, earning nothing. What if I told you that you could be building wealth right now while you sleep? I know it sounds too good to be true, but here's the truth. It's not. The only difference between you and those wealthy people you see on Instagram is that they've learned to make their money work for them. And today, I'm going to show you how you can do just that, how you can start investing, even if you're a complete beginner. Let's get started. First things first, before you invest a single penny, you need to lay the foundation. And no, I'm not talking about just picking random stocks you heard about from your friend's cousin. We're talking about having an emergency fund, the safety net that prevents you from panicking when life happens. Think of it as the financial equivalent of wearing a helmet while riding a bike. Sure, you might not fall, but if you do, you're going to be glad you had it on. Now, that emergency fund is a must-have before you invest. Once that's in place, it's time to make your first move. So what's the next step? Well, it's all about your mindset and the first investment vehicle you're going to use. All right, here's where things get real. I'm talking about stocks. Yes, you've heard of them. But how do you actually start? You see, many people get stuck in analysis paralysis. They try to pick the perfect stock, but they end up doing nothing. They wait for that perfect moment. Guess what? That moment never comes. Here's a fun fact. Over the long run, the stock market has averaged an annual return of about 7 to 10%. So if you're not investing, you're losing out on a potential $10,000 turning into $30,000 in 10 years. Imagine that. Just by doing nothing, you're actually costing yourself money. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're not comfortable picking individual stocks, that's totally fine. We're not all Warren Buffett. I'll talk about a safer route in a second. Stocks aren't the only way to invest. In fact, if you want something less volatile but still powerful, let me introduce you to your next best friend, index funds. The magic of index funds. Let's get serious. If you want to play it smart, index funds are your secret weapon. You see, when you invest in an index fund, you're basically buying a slice of the entire market, like a big old pot. You're not betting on one single company. You're spreading your risk across hundreds or even thousands of companies. You know what that means? Less stress. And here's the kicker. Historically, index funds have outperformed most individual stock pickers year after year. Imagine buying a low-cost index fund that tracks the S&P 500. You're investing in 500 of the pavans.